Yeah, there's so much crazy stuff going on out there. I'm not surprised by anything. I'm not surprised by anything. I wouldn't be surprised if you were like, oh, they have a trapdoor when you show up. And they're just like, woohoo, push the button. You go sliding down, zippity zoo. You get to the bottom, you slide into a chair. You just got flizzard. That's what I call it now, the flizer. When you got a flizer and you're flizering it, you know what I mean? After you did a flizer down, you did this scoop to do. They did the one like Goonies where they had like the spikes on the side and you're like, oh, as you're going down. Cause you're like, if you know what, once you got to the chair and the Vaxaroo was coming around and it's like, and you see like clowns going, that was fine. You were like, whatever, because you just came from spikes all over and you just narrowly made it through. You're like, I can't believe I made that through without those spikes spiking me in the face. You got through. And then you're like, oh, clowns eerily screaming as a Vaxaroo comes into my left shoulder. That I'm fine with. That works. Trapdoor. So, Paula, I'm just saying, don't be surprised if the next thing you see is a trapdoor. When they bring you to the let's say the camp. You go to camp. When you go to camp and you concentrate, you're going to concentrate while you're there. You're like, They're like, you know what? This is such a... People come here to really concentrate. They really put their head on it. Is it like a think tank? No, it's more like a concentration... I don't know. You'd say like a camp or something. But when you're camping it, you're out there, right? And you start concentrating while you're out there. What do you call that? I'm just concentrating and I'm at a camp at the same time. But like all of a sudden you're like, you're concentrating. No, that's not really what it is. You know, like when I go do it, I'm just concentrating while I'm thinking about what is the future? Where do we go as a civilization? You know, so it's really some serious concentration while I do some, I got the spikes in the ground. I mean, I'm talking about if you can't anchor your tent, right? I mean, like, who's gonna go out and camp and not have like your tent totally staked to the ground? You didn't bring stakes? Extra stakes? No, I didn't mean for the barbecue. You should have some food for when you make a fire or if you got one of the George Foreman grills, whatever. But you bring some steaks for that too. I'm not talking about you get the like steak them and you just, I'm talking about you bring like some real deal steak. You can pick it up at the store, Trader Joe's, throw it on some ice. We're cooking steak tonight, okay? But did you bring steaks for the tent? I didn't come here to concentrate for you to not have my tent staked. I want a steak on each corner. I want a steak on that freaking George Foreman grill. And we'll see how it goes from there. You know, I'll be concentrating while you do that, okay? How about I concentrate while you do that, huh? Let's like, that's a bargain, right? Like, I concentrate, you go do that, you do the tenting, and you I got the steaks in the ground, and the steak on the George Foreman grill. Yeah, G.O. When you see G.O., no good. Something crazy I saw today, someone took like just a handful of like, this is like cornflakes, guys, like straight up Kellogg's, and they just like, crunched it down and they brought like a magnet out, and on the magnet or inside of this food, like magnetic material, I don't know what it is, but he's saying is the same stuff. And I'm like, wait a second. So these mothers, they've got us taking it in the shoulder. You know, you go take it in the shoulder, you got like a 99% that's coming in. You're like, you got it all. Like, here you go. We got a little bit of the MR stuff. We gave you a little MR, just a tiny bit of the MR. But then we gave you the all, you know, like everything in the shoulder. It's like, you're there. Like, you could probably make your own baseball bat. That's what I'm thinking. And so you got that over there. And I'm just thinking to myself, well, wait a second. If I don't do that, and then I go upstairs to have some freaking frosted flakes, you're telling me I'm still going to get a freaking graphite baseball bat worth of food over time? That's a little weird, isn't it, guys? That there's like magnetic stuff in our food. What is going on here? So very scared about stuff like this. I'm starting to think that, you know, Sig said to me the other day, he saw I was in my backyard, on one of my TikToks. He said, you got such a great spot to get a garden going, dude. Make your own food. I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If I make my own food, I don't have to worry about somebody throwing in some metals into my food. You know what I'm saying? I can make potatoes. I can make some peppers and whatever else. I don't know how to plant things. I'm going to have to work on that part. I got to get a horticulture degree. I went back to college, a horticulturist. Oh, what are you doing for a living? I'm a horticulturer. You are a horticulturer now? Yeah, I got a green freaking thumb. You didn't know about my green thumb? I'm out there making blueberry trees, and they're like supple blueberries. Yeah. Crab apples, they're crap. You don't want those. But I'm pretty good at growing crab apples now. They're just crap. Like nobody asked me for a Granny Smith. Call me for the Granny Smith as like the request. Nobody wants to give me the request for the Granny. They're like, oh, can you put apples? Yeah, you're getting crab apples. I'm a master crab apple planter, horticulturist, specialist, green thumb master. And you're like, I want to have apples. Ask for Granny then. You can't ask for Granny apples? So when I get there, I have a plan in place. Like, okay, I'm going to use the Granny, which are good. They look pretty good. They taste awesome, but they just look okay. When I do a crab apple, they're like magazine quality. I didn't know. I thought you wanted, when you were like, I want an apple, I thought you wanted to take pictures, send it in to try to win awards each month for the crab apple tree of the year or whatever. I know I thought that was your thing. That you're just be like, all right, there's a $50 reward next week for the best photo of a crab apple tree. I got the images because my crab apples are heavenly. If you go and look in Esquire magazine, that's what they say is a quote, heavenly crab apple trees by men. And I can't help it. It's the green thumb thing. I was just kind of tapped by the spirit of the planet. The planet was like, we need somebody to help us grow plants and fruit and vegetables. I was like, I'm your guy. What do you got? We got squash. Squash? You got to go squash on me? You couldn't give me something fun to like go out there and work with? Or how about something difficult like corn? Hey, we want you to go work with corn today. All right. I can go try to just see if I could till the field and make some magic happen. You know what I mean? But you're telling me to squash it? I just don't understand. Oh, yeah, today you're just going to squash it. Hold on a minute. No garlic? You couldn't say just go out there and try to see if you can maybe go out and get some broccoli going. Mushrooms? No? I'm just saying, you go right to squash? You do realize if you grab a squash too early, it's squashed. You just can't, you can't. I'm not a specialist at squashes yet. You want me to go squashing it? I'll do it. I'll do it. Squash. I can't believe you got squash on me. Oh my goodness. What kind of soil do I have? I don't freaking know. That's the thing. I don't know about any of this stuff, guys. Seriously, I got a property and I got, I gotta just figure out a place to put a garden, figure out what to plant, and figure out how to take care of plants and vegetables. I gotta watch is my brother Ripper. Ripper will teach me how to get it all done. If I get Ripper on the line, I'll be like, Ripper, here's my garden. What do I do? Here's what you do, Mark. You gotta get some freaking seeds. Oh, really? Take some seeds? Yeah, and you do every 6 inches apart. You make a little hole, like 6 inches deep. I'm just making this all up, but I think I'm right. You go 4 to 6 inches deep, and then you make it a whole line. Dig, 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 dig. Then you take your seeds. Yibbity up, yibbity yibbity you. You go the whole way dropping seeds. Cover it up. Throw a little water on top. Sprinkle you. You go over there and you sprinkle it like every day, I guess. I don't freaking know. Once you see a sprout, which is probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks down, remember guys, it's not the plant that grows, it's the fact that you need to water that soil until it breaks the surface of the earth. This is what everything is in life. This is what this show is. This is what everything that we try to accomplish in life. We are beneath the surface of the soil of the planet we stand on, trying to break through. And that takes time. It's growing beneath the surface. Don't be impatient. Why aren't you a full tree yet? Okay, impatient. We're going to call you impatience. I'm going to be growing impatience now in my garden. Because of you, because you're impatient. I'm like, you know what? I'm going with impatience then. I'm going to just put a whole row of them so I can think about you every time. I wanted a redwood, 350 feet tall in a day. Okay. What are you, like Jack and the Beanstalk? Oh my God. 350 feet in a day. That's what you went with, huh? I got the Jack and the Beanstalk scenario going. No, you don't. Nobody's got that. You can't Jack and the Beanstalk it. What? Oh, I got this special bean. You got a special bean? You're gonna just, oh, that one you got to put down 1.5 feet. Why? Because it's a freaking redwood in 17 seconds. Really? That quick? It took me 7 years to grow my redwood 7 feet. If only I had been in a Jack and the Beanstalk situation. Maybe we'd be talking about like, oh, look at us, guys. 72 billion people are watching the show and connecting with us right now and laughing and having fun. We Jack and the Beanstalk it. You didn't know about it? I went to Jack and the Beanstalk. I pour water all over that freaking thing. I'm like, why isn't it working? Hey, Sammy, why isn't it working? Is this bad water? What'd you give me? Before you freaking know it, before I could even say bad water, that thing shot out of the ground, almost hit me in the face. What the heck? Sammy, it's working! I went over to get Sammy. I'm like, hold on, let me get Sammy. I came back, full tree. I don't even know, into the sky. Holy freaking cow. I climb up into the sky, and they're eating a feast in the clouds. Yeah, it's a cloud planet. You didn't know about the cloud planet? So there's a cloud planet. Like, you're up there, and you're like, how the hell are people walking around? There's a surface. Like, you walk around on it, and you're like, oh, look, I'm here. There's even music. Yeah, some people think they hear it. Oh, look, I hear horns. Yeah, that's the freaking cloud planet. They're out there having feasts. You wonder where all that food goes? It's not just Spider-Mark. No. Cloud planet. It's like a mini, I'd say it's like a miniature version of Ben Affleck's head. Like, if you miniaturize Ben Affleck's head by like 60,000, then you got the cloud planet. That's also roughly the size of Detroit. You know, that just the cloud planet. And so, you know, I'm trying to scale it for you. You know, I don't know. You guys, sometimes you don't understand, you know, the mechanics behind it. You don't understand the spatial, you know, the depth, the circumference of an Affleck's head. It's quite scary, to be honest. Like, you're out there. I got to go and get milk. Good luck. Affleck's in town. 7 years later, you're still trying to get to the store. Your kid had twins. And a dog, too. The twins are 4. You just got back. I got whole milk. You got whole milk? My wife's making milk for the babies now. You got here safe, though. I'm happy that you're back, Dad. How was that ride? 7-year journey, huh? What were you, like, solar systeming it? Yeah, literally. I had to go around Affleck. You had to go around Affleck? Did you bring your card? You can't go anywhere without your card now. No, I didn't bring my card. Why didn't you bring your card? Because it's freaking pointless. If the card told people, hey, I have a card, which means that I can no longer get or pass along that thing, then good, the card makes sense. But that's not what happened. In the real world, we started to see that nothing that they're saying works. And then people are just like, yibbity-yabbity you, walking around, magnets sticking to their arms, and they're just like, okay. And I'm still here saying, look, good on you. You do you. I'm here doing me. You know what I mean? Affleck, he's obviously doing him. He's taking over like city blocks. You can't travel through this city currently. You got to drive around the city. It's not even the city, really. You're talking about state line. You got to go state line, and you come around to the other state line, then back in. And if you're lucky, Affleck didn't decide to move. Because sometimes he'll move. Like, you're like, okay, I got it. I'm going to go this way and that way, all the way around Affleck, right? You start going. And you're like, what the freak? It's moving. And now you got to like trajectory switch, real time it. You know what I mean? Like you're going this way and you're like, okay, it's a 6-day journey to get around Affleck. All of a sudden, Affleck starts going due east. Oh, I got to turn the car and make a left here on Atlanta Avenue. You're going down Atlanta. Affleck, sometimes he's moving pretty quick. Them planets can move. And now you're trying to GPS it in real time. You're there. You got your passenger there with the atlas out. Oh, I think if we go this way, we go that way. Shut up. I got a GPS over here. I'm putting that like target on Affleck because my GPS is 3D version. It's working with real-time satellites. Shh, looking around. What the freak is that thing? That's Affleck. I want you to target that freaking head right there, right? And just bring me along. Just making a right here, making a left there. Just follow that dude. Can't we target him? You follow the target, you know? And then you're not doing it to a location. We're doing it to a moving Affleck. I'm just saying, that may be an invention that I just came up with. I mean, like, am I coming up with inventions in real time now too? We write songs in real time, comedy in real time, and we're coming up with inventions in real time. Yeah. I think we've come up with a handful of good ones, you know, like the Carpet Muncher 5000. That one's not appropriate for this platform. But I digress. This is just an example of what we do here. I'm curious, what won our little poll? It looks like, where in the world is Dick Face won? Wow, 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 wow.